All right, legends, a few days ago, we did talk about this possible scenario that could happen for the price of Bitcoin, which was coming down to test below $80,000 and then get a bounce to get above $85,000. This is really what has happened. This was a scenario that I did not like very much, and I thought it was quite low probability. As you can see, the price came down to sweep below $80,000, that low created from last Wednesday, and rallied all the way up to get above $85,000. Now, this complex structure is a WXY where we created a flat wave inside of Y. So does that mean that we've topped out over here and we're just consolidating and getting ready for a massive drop for the week? Well, of course, we need to consider the bullish case scenario. I'm going to talk about the levels of resistance, looking at the confluence in this video, levels that I would be very interested to get into a short position or either some scalp long positions. Of course, if the price does lose this value area high that we created throughout the last week, which we are sitting at support just right now as we are recording, well, it's going to be looking very dangerous for the bulls. Of course, there are major levels that could bounce as support, guys, because the bullish case scenario is still a possibility. So I'm just interested in those levels to trade, either for a short, the levels that I'm going to mention to the upside, or for a bounce and a long position, guys. So make sure to stay tuned. I am currently in no trade position, but I'm getting ready to start off Monday for my trading, and I'm going to share a few interesting levels that I'm looking to trade in this episode. Now, do remember that on weeks, you do get a 50% deposit bonus with a $1,000 cap, okay? If you deposit $2,000, you're getting $1,000 in your futures account in 48 to 72 hours. Once you do that transfer of the deposit, guys, you'll be getting that airdrop right away so you can increase your capital. You also get 25% fee reduction using the second link down below in the description, guys. Remember, Weeks, great platform. You do have the option to just trade with an email and a password, guys. That's all you need to trade on Weeks, guys. Take advantage here and sign up with the link down below. Let's go right away with a Bitcoin technical analysis. I haven't been doing any trading for the last couple of days, so I'm just getting ready for high probability trading setups that I want to share with you over here on this episode, guys. So let's go right away through the bearish case scenario. This scenario right over here that was mentioned just a few days ago, where we were looking at the price to possibly come down to sweep up the low below $80,000 beneath this low of last Wednesday and come all the way up to $85,000. So yes, we did come down. We didn't roll over to test $76,000. We just swept the local low and got back above on Friday to $85,000. Okay, now we are here and we are consolidating from that same scenario that we mentioned on Thursday. So what is next? This is classic price action that we do know is going to happen very likely throughout the weekend. No volatility and just some small little movements of $1,000 up, $1,000 down. Not too much volatility. Okay, so what is next? Let's get ready for that volatility, all right? What if the price suddenly manages to spike to the upside? A very good level is the lower highs created from last weekend, over a week ago. Now, this range, we mentioned this throughout the previous live stream. This is a very interesting area. You can consider this as an order block. Okay, so if you do manage to sweep up that liquidity above $86,600, this could turn into a swing failure pattern level, right? Where the price manages to get back above the level and reject, and we are looking for a pretty decent correction once we claim the liquidity above that level. There is a level below that zone, okay? And I want to explain to you right away. We do have this consolidation from the previous weekend, right? When we do create a large consolidation for a few days, we leave these high volume nodes. This high volume node happens to be very close to the possibility of this ABC 1.618 extension. When we get the 1.618 extension tool taken from your A wave to down here, your B wave, we can see how the 1.618 extension is sitting round about that high volume node. So maybe this high over here could be front run ever so slightly because we do have a naked point of control and also the 1.618 extension from this possible ABC flat. Now, does that mean that we can get up there? Absolutely not. I would just be paying attention to that level if the price were to go up there. Of course, this ABC flat could have finished right over here. And yes, we do have this very complex WXY kind of structure, and we are ready to roll down. Maybe the flat has already happened. The minimum target is taking the A wave, which we did on Friday. So maybe the price is ready to roll over. Now, just considering the bullish case scenario, hey, what if this uptrend has not finished? What levels are we looking at here as support? Okay, we need to give those levels here to the community. Now, there is a naked point of control that I'm paying attention to. It is sitting here down at $81,700. That level is sitting with the golden pocket taken from the pivot low of last Thursday to the pivot high, as you can see on the chart. So yes, pivot low to pivot high, golden pocket with the naked point of control that we have from Friday, the highest volume node. This is without a doubt a zone where the price could sweep up below those higher lows that were created on Friday and create the ultimate bounce. Now, I have to say, there is another level slightly above, which is the 50% Fibonacci with a very important higher low. This is also a liquidity grab. Now, I wouldn't say that this bounce is going to go all the way to all-time high, but a bounce of $1,000 or maybe $800, $600 till the first level of resistance is very possible. We can trade that level. Maybe the price is going to continue to the downside. Regardless, a bounce is very, very possible. Now, that level right over there is the point of control from the entire range of last week. As we can see here with a fixed volume profile, we are holding the value area high here of the entire week. Now, if we do get down and break this level, we do have one stop right over here, the point of control of this range. As you can see, that is with the 50% Fibonacci from the pivot low to the pivot high. Without a doubt, yeah, this level could hold as support, create a liquidity grab beneath the $82,500 and get a reaction bounce. Of course, remember, you are losing the value area high of this range. This could provide resistance and roll back down. So you need to be quite fast in taking those profits and protecting your position. What happens if the price does not get any reaction? Of course, we need to wait for the reaction exactly at this level. Well, the next level is the golden pocket, where we do have the naked point of control from Friday, a nice consolidation and that high volume node like I just shared a minute ago. Now, if we do break down from that level, which is the last level that needs to hold, well, eventually that would be the 7/8 Fibonacci retracement. Now, looking at the 7/8 Fibonacci retracement, we do have a daily level. This daily level was created throughout the last few days. As you can see, you do have that daily close from Thursday and the open of Friday. We got a nice fresh daily level sitting at those levels. And of course, I wouldn't even consider the 7/8 Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high, just because the 7/8 on its own, when we have the potential bearish case scenario, which is this one right over here, it could be dangerous because the price could really start waterfalling, and everybody that tries to long all of these levels that does not know how to manage their risk, maybe it can waterfall, guys. This was the end of a three-wave structure, and we are going down to test $76,000. So longing these pullbacks, okay, the bulls can get hurt a lot if they don't know how to manage risk. I'm just looking at three levels right over here. Oh, there are only three. Well, how are you going to manage risk there? we need to look at the reaction. Swing failure pattern from 82,500, that higher low from Friday with a point of control of the range. The golden pocket, where we also see the point of control from Friday. Nice large consolidation, golden pocket from the low to the high. One of these levels could get a bounce of several $100s, maybe even $1,000 to $2,000. So we need to pay attention to those levels. Also, the 7/8 Fibonacci, we do have the daily level, okay? Daily level at the 7/8. That would be the last level to look for a decent bounce, okay, when we are coming down to that level, okay? Now, I am really leaning on the possibility that, guys, we have finished a corrective structure here. This scenario was mentioned a few days ago. We formed a W, an X, and maybe we form a flat right over here to get above $85,000. And then, of course, this is the end of a correction, and the price is going to drop down very aggressively throughout the next coming days. So without a doubt, longs become quite risky at these levels of confluence that I mentioned. However, we just trade based on the reaction, and after the reaction, we put stop loss beneath the low of the potential fake out, okay? So we need to be very, very good with risk management. These bounces could just be a few $100s, so maybe it's not even worth it for a lot of the people. Now, this is going to be it, guys. The bullish case scenario is not looking that great. I have been leaning quite bearish with multiple scenarios here that could happen. For the moment, we do have this one, and things could get very messy. So longs become very, very risky. However, we do have the levels of confluence as mentioned in these three levels for the bulls. But just be aware, we have formed a three-wave corrective structure by the looks of things throughout last week here. This means only one thing. Of course, we're going to come down and break and hit $76,000 in the next coming days, guys. Stay cautious. The market is very downtrending throughout the last few weeks. There's no big major reason to believe that the bottom is in and we're going to get a massive reversal, guys. As you can see, the price right now is coming down, breaking the value area high of this range. So for the bullish case scenario to play out, which is this one right over here, is not looking too great. Of course, we have this scenario, which is the 1, 2, 3. We're in a fourth wave. The fourth wave really needs to hold the 50% Fibonacci from this higher low to the high of the third wave if we want to consider that this is still bullish. We formed a little 1, 2 here, the third wave throughout Friday. Weekend, a large fourth corrective wave. 50% is the only hope really for the bulls to get a massive breakout, okay? If we do start coming down to the golden pocket, I would be very skeptical that this is a 5-wave move to the upside, and what you're forming right over here is your wave 2, where you have a double 1, 2, 1, 2, and then the price breaks out in a third wave in the next coming days. I'm very skeptical of the bullish case, guys. The only levels that we want to take into consideration to trade, as mentioned, is this one, and this one right over here. 50%, 618, and 78. Beneath those levels, we look for the next level. One of them could get a pretty decent bounce in the next coming days, but overall, I am leaning on a high chance that this was it, guys. We had the WXY, okay, very complex move. Your Y wave formed another flat structure for the moment. This is what we got, guys, that was mentioned on last Thursday's update. One of the scenarios that could happen, and it is happening right now. Of course, for the bulls, it's not going to be easy. We need to hold those levels as mentioned, because if we start breaking down and even break down the daily level here with the 7/8 Fibonacci, it is going to be looking very bearish. The moment this low is taken, it's almost a guarantee that we are going to be coming down to test $76,000. Okay, stay safe, guys. I'll be back with another live stream tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.